Hello, I am so excited to be doing a Facebook Live today with all of you, and the topic I'm going to be talking about today I feel is very timely, and it's about creating really incredible healthy eating strategies for this holiday season. I know how challenging it can be really kind of at the start of November all the way to the end of the new year. That it can be really challenging to eat healthy. So I've got some really awesome strategies that I have implemented over the years that I think will be really beneficial for you so that you find yourself ending this holiday season feeling great, feeling energetic, not feeling hijacked by your hormones. I know this time of the year, because of stress and food choices that we make, we can really feel like our hormones get out of control. I know I have been in that situation before, and I have definitely put in some really incredible, doable, actionable plans to ensure that doesn't happen to me any other subsequent year. I think it was about 3 years ago where things just kind of fell off the rails. So let's talk a little bit about what it is to create some really powerful, healthy eating strategies this year. The first one is going to be a pretty simple one, and that's going to be realistic. So I wouldn't be trying to plan to actually lose weight this time of the year, although it is potentially possible. Really what you want to aim for is maintaining the weight that you are now and keeping active, keeping healthy and vibrant throughout this time of the season. So my goal is to just remind you to be realistic. Don't beat yourself over, having, a cheat day, eating too much pie or whatever it may be. Just be realistic, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, and that's going to really benefit you during this time of the season. Next, as I always want to remind you, is make time for you, but specifically make time for exercise. I had to stop early. We're on the road. We got stuck in traffic. And so I'm actually at a Starbucks right now just because it was a place where I could plug into Wi-Fi. And so I know how our good habits can go to the wayside while we're traveling, we're visiting friends. And I just want to remind you that it's important to exercise, to keep moving, to keep your energy up, and to make sure that you have really good habits in the meantime. Number 3 is I always want to recommend don't skip meals. So even if you're traveling, even if you find that you're juggling family or whatever, you want to make sure that you're continuing to eat meals as normal. So making sure that you start with a really good breakfast, make sure that you're having lunch, make sure that you're doing dinner accordingly, because what will happen is if you do skip meals, you will find that some of those big dinners or heading to some of those big events, you're going to end up overeating. So you want to be careful of that as well. So make sure not to skip meals. One of my favorite things to do here is if I know I'm going to a party where there are not going to be really healthy options, because there's definitely going to be those events where it's going to be a lot of gluten, a lot of sugar, a lot of foods that just may not agree with you, that you may have allergies to. I typically eat before I actually go to those parties so that I am prepared. Hello, Catherine. Happy Thanksgiving. So a good rule of thumb is eat something before you arrive to the party, especially if you know that that party is going to have a lot of options or healthy options for you. Now, once you're at the party or once you're at the family gathering or the event, my next tip is survey the scene, right? Survey the buffet, survey the party, party trays, the party, party tables, whatever it may be, and pick and choose wisely. What I find is if you just kind of hop into that area, hop onto the table and start grabbing things, you may not be making very conscious decisions and maybe thinking with your stomach and not thinking with your brain about what you should be eating. So do a survey, think about what would be a good choice, and then get on in there. Another great tip, if you're at a party or at an event where you feel like there's a lot of scary indulgences going on, I highly recommend, if you're talking and chatting with people, chat at least 3 feet away from the buffet table. Oftentimes people gather around the food, and unknowingly and unconsciously, you will just be picking things up and eating them, not even paying attention to what you're eating. It's always important to be mindful about what we're eating, but I know that at parties, as you're talking and socializing, that you could be standing near a danger zone and tipping into that danger zone really easily. So you want to be careful, be sure that you're away from those areas, so that you don't end up eating things unconsciously that you didn't mean to eat, right? You have that eating remorse after the fact. That's a big one. And then another rule is that we're not really programmed to think about this. As I'm sitting outside of a Starbucks, I see like frappuccinos and sugary drinks and the Christmas drinks coming out the door. But always be mindful of beverages, right? I was at my dad's house last night, and he had eggnog and half, and all the fixins, like the eggnog, coffee, creamer, and it's you got to just be very conscientious, and beverages add up so quickly. And the thing about beverages is, especially with the fructose and the sugars that are in those beverages, they get into our bloodstream really quickly. They hike up our blood sugar levels, and really that sugar does not get used for activity. It gets stored as fat. So be very conscientious. Beverages, you can really stock up on calories in a very, very fast manner. So I want you to be conscientious. One of my favorite beverages to drink this time of the year, was outside of water, is soda water, sparkling water. And I love adding lemon or lime or berries to it, maybe a couple of essential oils. I'm going to share with you my Crave Control recipe. It's an essential oil recipe in just a moment, so just hold on tight. But I add it to my sparkling water, and I drink that throughout the night. And it looks like I'm drinking, maybe a vodka soda or something kind of festive and fun. But no, it's really just a soda water with 0 calories and a little bit of fizzy. And it makes it feel festive, but thank goodness it's not packing onto my booty. So the next one is going to be take the focus off of food. And this is a hard one because guess what? Holiday seasons is food season, right? Everywhere you go, it's food, families, all that stuff. And it's just really taking the focus off food. So maybe playing a game, or decorating, or doing a craft, or maybe taking a hike or going a walk with your family. I love that, especially after every meal, doing a nice little 15 to 30 minute walk. But you can absolutely focus activities, family activities, that are not about food. That could be about games, or could be about decorating, or whatever traditions that you may have. Or maybe you decide to start a non-food eating tradition where you guys are kind of away from the buffet table. That is something to consider. And then this is one of the things that I do because I oftentimes go to events where I can't eat a lot of the foods. See, I'm gluten-free. I don't eat a lot of dairy. I stay away from sugars. A lot of you know I got on a Facebook Live, I believe a week ago, and I'm actually on a sugar detox right now. So like 0 sugar until tomorrow. So I'm on that sugar detox until tomorrow. And so I always recommend bringing your own healthy holiday dish to the holiday gathering. So what is a great holiday dish that you love to bring? I'm known for bringing these beautiful, luscious, gorgeous salads with persimmons and pomegranates and almonds and avocado. You always got to have that avocado. But I always love to bring a healthy dish to the table, so at least I know that there's something I can eat there if indeed I'm going to a really unhealthy gathering. So something to consider. And then also I highly recommend to practice healthy holiday recipes. I feel like every holiday is an opportunity to try something new, to try a different recipe. When we created our Dash Diet cookbook several years ago, a lot of those recipes were really wholesome and delicious recipes that most families knew, but we had a healthy take on it. If you want to check that out, it's on Amazon. It's our Dash Diet cookbook. But I also have a blog with some really awesome gluten-free, healthy holiday recipes. I know we're going to be doing a lot of gluten-free recipes and healthy recipes for this holiday season. My husband and I are 2 of the chefs on board. So I wanted to those are just some really wonderful tips to consider. The big ones is, again, be realistic, stay away from that buffet table, survey the scene, check out and maybe make your own recipes this year, something really fun that uses a lot of flavor but not a lot of processed foods, a lot of fats and sugars. And then I wanted to just share with you really quickly my favorite Crave Control recipe. Now, you could like lick this recipe, like again, it's essential oils. You want to make sure that you're using very, very pure essential oils. As you guys know, I love doTERRA essential oils because they're internally ingestible. But I make this wonderful, I call this my Crave Control sipper. I'll put it in sparkling water or regular water. I'll just sip through it throughout the day. And it's basically 2 drops of peppermint. This is in a 22-ounce water bottle, or maybe you can even do a gallon water that you keep, a pitcher that you keep inside of the refrigerator. So 2 drops of peppermint, 1 drop of grapefruit, and 1 drop of lemon. And the great thing about these oils is peppermint is an appetite suppressant. So it's great for suppressing appetite and kicking cravings to the curb. Lemon and grapefruit are purifying, and they're also wonderful at helping to suppress your appetite and reduce cravings. Not only does this taste really delicious, but it also helps to keep you away from the foods that you do not want to be eating. So those are going to be my recommendations. I'm also going to post below here some of my absolute favorite ways to eat healthy for your hormones and my healthy have my Healthy Thanksgiving holiday recipe blog as well. So those two blogs will be underneath here if you want some ideas, are looking for some suggestions to be healthy for this holiday season, especially for Thanksgiving. Well, it was an absolute pleasure connecting with you here in the middle of wherever I am at a Starbucks. We're going to continue on our drive, getting back to my mama's house, where we're going to be eating some super healthy food there, because I know that she's on the train. She's on the healthy hormone, healthy eating train, and I'm really very happy and proud of her for that. All right, you guys, it was such a pleasure. Mwah. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.